In this video, I want to go over 3 mindsets that can change your life if you start to apply them in your everyday life. That's coming up next. Hi guys, welcome back to HeartSpace. My name is Dave, and on this channel we're releasing videos every day to help you live more in your ways. If that sounds good, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. Also make sure to check us out on Instagram as we're releasing inspirational posts every single day. I'll have that link below as well. Now in this video, I'm doing it a little bit differently. I want to walk around and kind of just let my thoughts flow on this idea because I want to give you 3 mindsets that really truly can change your life. And I'm talking from experience here, having seen the contrast in my life when I did not have these mindsets and I had maybe ones that were less supportive of who I wanted to be versus when I did develop these mindsets that I have now that have helped me in so many different ways. And so I want to go over with you what these mindsets are and how you can start to integrate them into your life, because they really are very powerful. They really can change your life. They really can, if used consistently, if developed into an actual mindset, can cause your life to look very different months from now, or even sooner. All right, so we're going outside for this first one. Look at the beautiful background we have here, the water. You can kind of hear the birds if we listen for a second. There you go. Hopefully you can hear that. And the first mindset I want to give you is a mindset that I got from Alan Watts. Now the background's not so nice because you can see like my bathing suit right there. But well, there we go. Nice background again. It's a mindset I learned from Alan Watts, and this is one of my favorite mindsets that Alan Watts has ever gone over, or a question he more gave to a group of students he was doing, I guess, a presentation for, or just an assembly for, or whatever. And he was talking about this in one of his talks, and he said, what would you do if money were no object? If you could truly do what you love to do, without restriction, without having to worry about money, without having to worry about these outside pressures that say you have to do this thing for X, Y, and Z, what would you truly do? And asking yourself this question very often, developing this mindset, is really going to help you point your compass needle in the direction you actually want to move. And it allows you to access your heart way more and to move from your heart instead of always moving from the thinking mind and what all these other people are telling you should do. So ask yourself the question. And in fact, I want you to answer in the comments. I want you to say, what you would do if money were no object. So like a little thought experiment you can give yourself is, if you had $100 million, if you had so much money you never needed to think about money ever again, how would you spend your time? Would you paint? Would you write music? Would you create videos and share inspirational ideas like this to people? What would you truly love spending your time doing? And by asking yourself this question often, you get to the root, to the core of what it is you actually want to do, what you truly want to love. And when I ask myself this question, it reminds me of what is kind of an illusion of what I want, and the illusion that is propagated by people outside of me, maybe authority figures when I was a kid, convincing me that this is what I want instead of what my heart wants. And it helps me then to stick with the things that are truly in my heart, in my soul. And one thing you'll know if you've watched this channel for a while is I say all the time that your soul will never lead you astray. There might be security, more security in those things people tell you to do. But there really is no more actual genuine security, fulfillment, happiness than there is contained in your heart. So just keep that in mind. That's the first mindset. Let's change the environment up slightly and get into the second one. This next mindset, number 2, is another huge one, and this one you've heard of, but this is just a reminder, and I'm going to give you some ways in which you can implement it. And this is the growth mindset. And there are very few mindsets in life that are going to serve you more than developing a genuine, authentic growth mindset. A lot of people like to believe they have a growth mindset, but if you really look at their actions, the way they speak, and if you were able to look at their thoughts and their energy, you would see that they're actually never growing. And if they're never growing, then it would be very easy to say, or very easy to observe, that they don't have a growth mindset. Because a growth mindset would imply that you are open to evolution, to growth, to transformation. And in order to grow, transform, and evolve, you have to be willing to question and put on the chopping block ideas and mindsets you've previously held that may not be serving you anymore. You see, a lot of people, I'm going to close this door because that's now a lot of noise coming from the outside, but a lot of people stick with certain mentalities, ideologies, and beliefs because they are comfortable in those beliefs and mindsets. It's not because those mindsets serve them in a way that allows for spiritual evolution or happiness or fulfillment. It serves them in keeping them in their comfort zone. And so one of the most important mindsets you can develop is that growth mindset, because by having a growth mindset, you suddenly develop an attitude of curiosity. You suddenly go looking for answers. You suddenly start listening to your intuition more. You suddenly go after the things you love instead of going or staying with the things that make you comfortable but keep you in place. And if you don't develop a growth mindset, there's nothing that's going to keep you in place, keep you exactly where you are right now, than having a lack of a growth mindset. But by having a growth mindset, you know, where you are now could be vastly different from where you're going to be months from now, years from now, or whatever, or however much time you want to insert there. By having a growth mindset, you almost guarantee that you are going to be further along in your journey, more evolved, have transformed as time goes along. And so having this growth mindset is so, so important. And so again, one thing to just make sure and how to bring this more into your life is to constantly be looking at your belief systems and ask yourself, are these serving me? Are my belief systems, the way I act, the way I think, the way I speak, the energy I bring into each moment, into each day, into each minute, is it serving who I say I want to be? Is it serving me on the level of what I say I actually want? And when you get honest about this and you actually identify, okay, I say I want this, I want to be this person, I want to be successful in this area, blah, 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 then you can look at the way you're thinking and actually see if that lines up with what you say you want. And if it doesn't, if you have a growth mindset, you can then start to shift and change these behaviors, these habits, these thought patterns, okay? So number 2 is growth mindset. Let's move into the third one and the last one. Okay, so hopefully that noise is gone for now. We're going to get back into this nice little environment. But the third one, the final mindset, and this one has, again, had such an impact in my life personally. And there's so many other people I know who have seen similar results, either I know personally or people who, just share these results online through videos, through comments, whatever it is. And it is developing the mindset, or I should say the attitude of gratitude. It's just a nice little way of remembering it. Attitude of gratitude just rolls off the tongue nicely. And nothing is going to bring more of the things, good things into your life than an attitude of gratitude. Because what you have to remember is what you appreciate appreciates. What you put your focus on is what's going to come into your life more and more. Another one I really like to say and really resonates with me, and one I found to be true, is where focus goes, energy flows. And you're appreciating things one way or another without whether you know it or not. You know, appreciating doesn't have to be necessarily in a positive way. It could be you're bringing attention to the negatives in your life. You're bringing more attention to the things that can go wrong. You are, by bringing your attention to those things, appreciating those things, and therefore setting it up so that those things will appreciate in your life, which just means be made more of or more abundant. And so when you develop an attitude of gratitude, when you develop the mindset of being grateful for the things you have in your life instead of bemoaning the things you don't have or complaining about the things in your life that you maybe don't like, you start to shift your perspective, shift your energy to one that encourages more of the good things to come into your life. It is something that will radically shift your energy. And as you know from watching this channel, energy is everything. At the core of everything, it's energy. You're made up of energy. Everything you see around me right now is energy at its core. Every person you run into is operating at a certain energetic frequency and vibration. And so if you want certain things in your life, if you want to be in, for example, a beautiful environment, you just want to live in a place like this that's surrounded by nature, that's peaceful. If you want that dream job, that dream person, dream partner in your life, you have to energetically be on the frequency of whatever it is that you say you want. And trust me, all of the things that your heart wants, all of the things that your soul wants, the things that deep down you truly want, when you ask yourself the question, what if money were no object, the things that would actually come up are all going to be things that are on the frequency of gratitude, are all going to be things that ultimately come from a place of love, and gratitude and love are very correlated. They're very similar. They're on very similar frequencies. It's the same with joy and fulfillment. Very similar frequencies, very similar vibration. And so developing an attitude of gratitude is going to help bring way more of this into your life, but it's also going to help you enjoy the process of getting there. I think one mistake a lot of people make is they get so hung up on the destination. And we hear this all the time, you know, like it's about the journey, not the destination, but it's very, very true, because ultimately there is no past and future. You know, getting so wound up about the destination is future thinking, when you're missing out on everything in the moment. And an attitude of gratitude will help root you into the moment and appreciate what's going on right here, right now. And ultimately, the only thing that's happening is right now. And so when you can appreciate the right now, great things are going to start coming into your life. And so those are the 3 mindsets, guys. And I promise you, if you start implementing these, you start actually forming these mindsets habitually into your own life. The one of following what you love by asking the question, what if money were no object? And actually deciding and figuring out what it is you love and following it. Having a growth mindset and developing an attitude of gratitude. If you develop all 3 of those, and really start to move from those things consistently in your life, I promise you, changes are on their way. And these are 3 of the most powerful, just so powerful mindsets that you can develop. Anyway, guys, as the plane starts to move overhead, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I love you. Leave any of your comments, your stories, anything you want down below, and I will see you in the next one.